Quel surprise, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Suave Sounds with the man who's straight as a leek and sweet as a nut. It's Mr. Jib Suave. Welcome to the inaugural, that means first, edition of Suave Sounds with me, Jib Suave. Now, most of you probably know me already as a successful director, actor, voiceover artist and singer. But if not, let me fill you in on my accomplishments. Interviewer of the Stars, former presenter of What's Hot in Rock on the Christian channel, and last but certainly not least, I played Fegelbert Jemskin in the Australian pie-making sitcom Steak and Sydney Pie. So I guess you're wondering, well, what is this show going to be about? And the answer is, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of stuff we're going to touch on. Not like that. But we're going to mention, we're going to talk about, we're going to have a good time, and everyone's going to go home happy. So before we get started, I want to say that a big shout out to the crew to help do this show. So there's me, there's Windjammer Watson, of course there's Tarquin Sullivan, producer and editor of the show, and my sound recordist, Mr. Drew Peacock, who also I believe has some irons in the fire, or fingers in many pies. He actually tells me that he has a record coming out. But this show is a collaboration. It's not just about me and the crew, but also all of you. Or the one of you. I don't know how many people are listening. But regardless, we'd love to hear your feedback. That's right, you. Yes, you. And because of that, like any other top quality and professional broadcasting service, we have a contact email. Now, let me just find it. Should be in this file. Here we go. It's jib.suave@hotmail.com. So, I'll repeat, jib.suave@hotmail.com. So if you have any feedback, and of course, positive feedback, if you have questions, suggestions, any entertaining materials that we can use, we want to hear from you. Send us anything, please. We need something. Alright, that being said, let's go on with the rest of the show. But remember, jib.suave@hotmail.com for your questions, your insights. We need some audience participation. Okay, I shall continue with the rest of the show. So, some shows you hear out there, they are very tightly compacted, put together. They have segments dedicated to, this is a segment where we talk about politics. This is a segment where we talk about animals, you know? Like if there's an animal in the news, you know, we've had the gorilla, the lion, the cat, and the pig. So, we, on this show, we like to have our own segments as well. We don't like to follow the trend. We like to buck the trend. So that's why we have our segment called Jib Suave Walks Through a Classic Film. Now, classic, you may think means it's a good film, but not necessarily. Classic can mean old, like a car. You get old cars. I don't really know anything about cars, but you do get old ones. And they're called classic cars, you know. So, yeah. Anyway, My first classic film that I want to walk through and review for you guys at home is the incredible Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. So, what I'm going to do in this segment is I will walk you through the film and tell you what happens, and then at the end say what I thought. There may be some rather vulgar language. I may go through and edit these out, or well, I won't be doing it. I'll have Tarquin doing that. So anyway, let's get started with today's classic film review segment. We need a snappy title. Any ideas for a snappy title? Jib.suave@hotmail.com. That's jib.suave@hotmail.com. Write it down. Tattoo it somewhere. Make sure you remember it. Any ideas you have, you send them over straight away. Yes. So, another name for our segment, which we're going to call Classic Film Review and Walkthrough with Jib Suave. Come up with a better name than that, and I'll give you a prize. Alrighty then, let's get started with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Classic Film Review and Walkthrough. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Okay, so we open, and there's these two guys, and they're in a car. Not sure what car it is. Doesn't matter, it's dark anyway. You probably won't be able to see the little logo on it. Okay, so they're driving along the road. Obviously, they're in a car. And they're just driving, and, you know, they seem like a bit of a bunch of twats, really. They're kind of like having a laugh about shit. They're really annoying. They ring up a radio station, and there's a DJ, and it's a woman called Stretch. And she's like, hey, guys, but for some reason they have like a really bad system at the radio station, so they can't turn the radios off, or they can't turn the phones off. They can't hang up on people, basically. They need the people to hang up, which is a stupid system if you ask me, but I didn't invent it. So anyway, they have these guys ring up and like, hey, whoa, and I can't remember what they were saying, but it wasn't very nice, and there may have been some swearing involved. There may have been some rudeness, but anyway, Stretch doesn't like it. But they're playing a song. I don't know why they're listening. I don't know why they're answering calls in the middle of a song. But they are. So she's like, hey guys, you gotta hang up now. Alright? And they're like, no, we're not gonna hang up. So she's like, come on guys, come on. And they're like, no. So anyway, eventually they do for some reason. I can't remember. It's not important. We're getting there. Here we go. So what happens is, all of a sudden, later on, they ring up again. A second time. They ring them a second time. And they answer it again. Like, hello, who's this? And like, oh, no, it's not you guys, is it? Oh, you're back again. No, please, go away. And they're like, no, we're not going to hang up this time. And then all of a sudden, there's this big truck. Well, it's not really a truck, it's like a pickup truck. Pulls up next to them, and it's got Leatherface on the back. But, well, you don't know that because there's like well, I've ruined that bit anyway. It's Leatherface on the back of this truck, and he's got a chainsaw, and he's like, zhing, and somehow they managed to stay, like, right alongside them for, like, it felt like 5 minutes of just them, like, riding alongside each other. These guys still on the radio, they don't hang up, they're like, ah, and he's like, because, like, the chainsaw is, like, trying to get them, whatever. And eventually, after a load of the same shot over and over again, of just them driving next to each other, and the chainsaw, like scraping against the car. Eventually he just goes and like goes through this guy's head, and then this other guy, and his like head's like coming off, and there's like blood coming out of his head, and the guy's like, oh my god, this guy's just got like massacred, whatever. But Stretch can hear it. She can hear what's going on. She's like, oh my god, like there's a chainsaw or something going on. So anyway, after that they crash. I think they crash. They crash, and the police are like, well, it was clearly an accident. They had a crash. And they crashed, and the guy's head got split open. But she's like, "Hang on, I got a thing on the old radio yesterday, and it was someone that sounded like they were having their head cut off by a big chainsaw. I think that could be what happened." And they're like, "No, don't be silly. I don't think you know what you're talking about." But anyway, the first guy, or the first film, their dad is actually a member of the police force. And he somehow hears about it. And he's like, hang on, you're saying there's a chainsaw? My daughter now got killed by a chainsaw, but she came back, and spoilers for the first one. She lived, I think it's Sally or something. That little bastard in the wheelchair, Franklin, died, thank God, he was an annoying little prick. And he died. And but Sally lived, she came back, told me this guy with a chainsaw was chasing her around and stuff in the middle of desert. And she's like, yep, well, chainsaw, yep, I'm pretty sure that was your guy. That's the guy that did it. And he's like, right, well, what I want you to do is, I want you to tell people on your radio show that that's what happened. But not only do I want you to tell them, I want you to play the footage, the sound, well, not the footage, the sound recording that we got of them on the road getting chopped up by this chainsaw. And she's like, okay, she doesn't question it. Somehow she just does it. She's doing it, and it's going out, and this guy, who's the dad out of the first one, not the dad of Sally and Franklin, the dad of old Chainsaw Head, he's like just winning like a chili competition, which I'm guessing is gonna have like people in it. Obviously, I think that was a joke. It's like a chili people. Anyway, he's driving home, and he hears this recording. He's like, "What? Well, that's they can't be using that, because then they'll know that my son is chainsawing people's faces or whatever." So he rings up someone, and he's like, "Oh, you know, they're playing on the radio," and he plays it, and he holds the phone up to it, and then you can hear like, and they're like, "Yo, you better go sort us out. You better go and sort it out. I'm not gonna be happy if you don't." So Stretch is still in the old radio station, and her partner, her producer, I think it's called like CJ, something like that. I could Google it, but I'm not going to. It's not worth it. CJ, let's call him CJ, is the producer of the radio show. So what happens is, he's gone out for coffee. She's in there by herself. And I'm guessing she's just finished or something, because she stops going on the radio. And she goes down, and there's a man standing in the little reception foyer bit. And he's like, "Hey, I want a tour." And she's like, "Huh, it's a bit late for a tour, mate. It's like, it's like 1 a.m. You got me asking for it. Hang on, it can't be 1 a.m. because that guy wasn't going to a chili competition at 1 a.m. It was daytime. Okay, the guy with the chili, it was daytime, and now it's nighttime. Remember that, it's nighttime. So, anyways, it's nighttime. And she goes downstairs, and there's a little guy in there. Well, he's not a little guy. There's a guy in the reception foyer bit. We don't have a name for him, but I'm going to call him Johnny Depp, because he looks a lot like Johnny Depp once his... okay, well, we'll get to that in a second. So, he's like, "I want a tour." She's like, "No, mate, it's like really late. You'd better go." And he's like, "Well, I would quite like a tour, actually. I don't want to go." And she's like, "Well, okay," because I'm guessing she's like, "Well, if I let this guy have a tour, then eventually he'll have to piss off," you know what I'm saying? So she's like, "Alright, quickly do a tour." And she's like, "Right, here we go. This is where we keep all the CDs. This is a toilet. Alright, off you go." And he's like, "Well, maybe I won't go." And all of a sudden, there's a chainsaw, and Leatherface is trying to chase her, but he doesn't get her. She goes and hides in her studio, because for some reason they have like one of them like big slidey metal studio doors. Well, I guess it's because it's a studio, so alright. Yeah, so they've got a big slidey studio door. She puts that across, puts a chain in it, and for some reason his chainsaw cannot get through this bit of metal. There's actually a gap in the door, but he doesn't notice it. He just keeps like thinging it, and they have a shot where you can like see that they've put something on the back of the chainsaw to make the sparks come out of it. Anyways, he's like, "Ah," and it's not getting through. And what would you know? You'd think, "Oh, well, it's fine." But no! Who should come back but CJ, the poor bastard, comes back with his coffees, and he's like, "Who are you?" And anyway, he punches this Johnny Depp guy. Hair goes flying, hat goes flying. He's got a baldy head and a pair of sunglasses, and he's got like a metal plate in his head, but you can like see it. Or is that later on? I don't know. Well, he's got like a weirdy metal plate head. So we'll call him Platehead Johnny Depp. That's the guy I'm talking about. It's the same guy. So we've got CJ and Johnny Depp. and they're in this little studio thing, and I think he's like, what's going on? And Johnny Depp is like, oh, hi. And then all of a sudden Leatherface comes up and hits him with a hammer, like a big mallet, mallets him in the back of the head, and he's like, no. And CJ goes down, and CJ is down, and he is done. And this Johnny Depp guy has this mallet, and the CJ guy is trying to get out, and he goes, whack! He whacks him on the head, and he's like, oh, whoa. And then he's getting up again, and he's like, whack! Whacks him on the head, and he's down again. He's like, oh my god, I'm really groggy. Oh man. And then he's literally like whacking him on the head, like he's like 30 times. It felt like 35 times. And he's just like, whack, 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 whack. And I'm like, alright, this guy's gonna be dead now, man. Or at least have like a dent in his head. But no, he's bleeding, but there's no caving in of the head. Which is kind of stupid, but never mind. Anyways, he is supposedly dead. Blood hanging out of him. Or just his head. And so, Leatherface. So Leatherface goes back to try and get this chick that's hiding in the studio, right? And he's like, on the door, it's not working. So eventually he's like, bugger this, I'm going around the side. So she goes and like hides in a cupboard or something, I can't remember. And he just goes, BAM! Comes through the wall, she's like, oh my god! And she's like lying down, she's like curled up in the corner. Or, well, not in the corner, she's like in the middle of the room. But she's like kind of, whoa, get back! And he's like got his chainsaw and he's like, oh, hang on. And then there's got like a close-up on him and he's like kind of like, he's like checking him out, you know? And he's got the chainsaw and he's like kind of like rubbing it like along her legs and stuff. It's kind of weird. And like she's got like these like little like denim shorts things on. And he's like rubbing it on a crotch, yeah. And eventually he leaves her. And doesn't kill her. Shows mercy. Obviously one head outthinking the other in that situation. Goes back down. The guy's like, did you kill her? He's like, damn right I did. He didn't say it. He kind of like mumbles. He's like, yeah. Oh, he nods. Yeah, he fucking nods. He nods and he's like, yep, killed her. And they're like, great. Let's get this CJ guy in our car and let's take him back to our hideout. So they're like, okay. So they're taking this CJ guy back to their lair whilst Stretch comes out the studio and she's like, I'm gonna follow them. They're my mate. Or does she know that yet? I don't know. She finds him in like 5 minutes. So we'll get to that bit anyway. So anyway, she gets in a car. She's chasing these guys, but she's trying to keep back. She doesn't keep back very well because she's literally got her lights on and she's behind them and they don't notice. But whatever. So they go back to this like little barn thing and she's like, and it's all quiet, it's all dark, it's nighttime. So she gets out of the car and she's like kind of creeping around in this like deserted farm. And all of a sudden, out of the side of this barn, there's another car. The car comes out and it's like, and it's got its lights on. And she's like, oh my god. And she's like running. And they've got like these like steel girder things which make like a rib cage kind of coming out the floor. It's kind of cool. And she's like running, in the middle of that. And I'm like, well surely you'd like zigzag between them because the car can't like go in between because the girders would look like they were too close together. But anyway, she doesn't do that. She keeps running down the middle of this thing, it's following her, and then it turns out that it's the policeman who we call Lefty. He's Lefty now. The policeman who is the dad of Franklin and Sally. So Lefty is like, hey, it's me. And she's like, oh look, it's Lefty, what are you doing here? And then he's like, oh, I don't know. Yep, but I'm here. So she's like walking along. And she comes across these like planks, and there's planks along the floor with that kind of like cool, like orange, like kind of like foggy light coming out of them. And she, he's like, careful, and she goes, whoa, and he's going crack, and she just falls through it, and she's like falling literally for ages. She's like falling, like down these different tubes and crap. And she comes out the bottom, and lo and behold, it's literally the room where Leatherface is gonna chop up CJ. So she lands there, she's hiding behind these barrels and stuff, and you have like Johnny Depp and the dad, and he's like, right, we managed to not cock this up, we haven't been found out yet, we're gonna be fine. As long as you know, do what you want with this CJ bloke. I'm not happy, I'll say that now, I'm not happy with you, but we got away with it, just be more careful, alright? So leaves him to it. So Leatherface, he's chopping him up. He's flaying him, like that, like wafer thin turkey that you get at like Tesco or something. And not only that, he cuts off his face. There's a nice bit. He's holding the face. We're like, cool. He's got no face. So this CJ guy, like, oh, he's dead, man. He is so dead. He's been hitting a mallet 35 times. He's had his skin flopped off. He's had his face cut off. You're like, there's no way he's going to be alive. He's going to be bleeding all over the place, for one thing. But Stretch, she's standing behind these barrels. And I think she goes like, whoa! And does like a stupid thing. Knocks a barrel. And then Leatherface like, what? What was that? But he doesn't talk. He's like kind of like, and he goes around. He's like, oh my god, it's a girl. Okay. When I say Leatherface saying something, he didn't say it. This is what he's expressing. He's like, oh my god, there's that girl again. And she's like, don't hurt me. And he doesn't. And she's like, oh my god, you gotta hide me, because the dad's like shouting. And she's like, oh my god, you gotta help. So she's like, hide me. So then he goes and gets the face of CJ, puts the face on it. She didn't really put up that much of a fight. She's like, no, don't do it. And then he doesn't. And then he puts it on afterwards and she just accepts it. Puts the face on him and I think the hat. I don't know why the hat. Or something. She definitely has the face on anyway. She has the face on. And he's like dancing with her. Cool. The dad, he's like, hey Leatherface, come and help me move this or something. So he moves off. So it's CJ lying on his back with good old Stretch wearing his face. And what do you know? He frickin' stands up and walks over to her, albeit slowly, but incredible nonetheless. And he's like, oh my god. And he's like, his face isn't there, and he's got like most of his chest cut off. And it's like, oh man, oh my god. And he never once mentions the fact that she's wearing his face, nor does she think to take it off because it might insult him. A bit of a slap in the face. Not that he has one to slap, but you know what I mean. And he's like, oh my god, oh. And eventually, she's been tied up by Leatherface. I forgot to mention this. She's been tied up, her hands tied behind her back. He picks up a knife that's been used on him multiple times. Alright, we've established the whole cutting in face thing. He picks up this knife and he cuts her free and she's like, oh my god, thanks. And then they have a talk about something and then he dies. Finally he dies. And she's like, CJ, I always loved you. And then finally thinks to take the face off. I don't remember. She probably puts it back on the guy. That's kind of stupid thing that would happen. She puts it back on the guy. And she's like, okay, now I've got to get out of here. So now she's like sneaking around. And then for some reason, she manages to get away through a tube, but they just manage to see it. Yeah. So anyway, while this is happening, Lefty has entered the lair through like the cave entrance, I'm guessing, and not just like the hole in the floor entrance. And he's got a chainsaw. He's got 2 chainsaws, in fact. And he's going through this tunnel. And eventually, he gets to a skeleton in a wheelchair. And he's like, oh my god, that's got to be my son. Because Franklin was in a wheelchair and he got killed by a guy with a chainsaw. This has to be my son. And he's like crying, but he's angry. He's like angry crying. Like, yeah. And he's got a chainsaw. So he's like, well, there's these beams. The beams are holding up this cave. So I'm so angry, I'm going to bloody well cut these beams. So he's cutting the beams and there's dust flying off from over his head. Rocks are falling down. It's all gone to crap. Yeah. So he's determined. He keeps going around cutting these beams. As he keeps going into the cave. We go back to the girl. Eventually, I'm going to miss out some stuff in the middle. Eventually they kind of know that she's there. They know there's someone there. They're like, oh my god, look, you see that thing in that tube? Yeah, it looked like a person. So, Leatherface, you better go and catch her. So, anyway, she, falls through some more tubes or something, comes out. And Lefty is bloody well cutting more things around this corner. She can hear a chainsaw and it's like, oh, well, obviously I'm not going to go that way because clearly old Leatherface and his chainsaw is around that corner. I'm not stupid. I'm going back the other way. So she's running back the other way. And what do you know? It's straight into the path of Leatherface, who comes bursting out of a wall or something with a chainsaw and he's like, brrrr, and she's like, whoa! So she turns around and starts running back again the other way, back towards Lefty, which is safety. Despite the fact that he's acting like a poor mental guy and just chopping the crap out of every structural beam he can find. Like some sort of chainsaw-wielding beaver. And he's running away, well, she's running away from Leatherface, who's behind her with the chainsaw. Anyway, run. Lefty cuts a beam out just as she's about to get to safety, drops right in front of her. She's buggered, she's caught, there's debris, she can't get through anywhere, and he's standing there, but he doesn't attack her. Leatherface doesn't attack her. And then Johnny Depp and the dad come around the corner, and he's like kind of hiding and like, what you got there? And they're like, oh look, it's a woman. And he's like, oh well, he must like you. He must like you because he hasn't killed you. Yeah. So then they're kind of like, oh well, I think he's kind of likes you. And then like talking about like sex stuff or something. Anyways, they tie her to a chair, and they've got a big table set up. They tie her to a chair, and they wheel out Grandad from the first one, who apparently is like 130 years old. He comes out, he looks like he's dead, but he's still like only just managing to move. He's like white, and he wears a suit, and he's in a wheelchair. So they wheel him out, and like, go on, Grandad, whack her on the head. And they give her they give him a mallet, and they bend her over a big metal bucket thing, and like, go on, Grandad, go on. And so he's got this mallet, and they're like, go on, Grandad. And he's like, no, and he can't do it. This mallet is too heavy for him. It's a freaking mallet, you know what I'm saying? It's got a big bit of metal, heavy metal on the end, and this old little guy can't walk, let alone hold a bloody mallet. Anyway, he can't manage to do it. He's like, can't do it. Keeps dropping it behind him, you name it, anywhere but ahead. So eventually, after literally this scene goes on 4 hours, eventually, it feels like the 13th go, boom, hits her, gets her, she looks knocked out, she's like, oh, she's like limp, and blood on her head. And they're holding her over this bucket, when all of a sudden, they hear a chainsaw, and what do you know? It's Lefty comes out of a pipe, and he's like, alright guys, you want it, you got it. So then he starts running over, and Leatherface runs over, and he's got a chainsaw, and so they have a chainsaw fight. That's kind of cool, but it's kind of rubbish at the same time. They have a chainsaw fight, like, this woman's in the bucket, there's a mallet, and there's Johnny Depp, and the dad. So Johnny Depp and the dad are like trying to help out with Leatherface getting this guy. The dad at some point gets cut or something with the chainsaw. And he's like, oh. And, oh my god, I completely forgot to mention that Johnny Depp carries around like a hollowed out dead body like a puppet. And he'll like have his hand through the head of the guy. Like, yeah, so that's kind of weird. And he has this like the whole film, and I just totally forgot to mention it. And so anyway, the dad gets like injured or something, and he hides like under a bench, and eventually Lefty runs through old Leatherface. So he's literally got a chainsaw stuck right through the middle of him. But Lefty has 2 chainsaws, doesn't he? So he gets the second chainsaw out, and he's still fighting him while he's got this chainsaw stuck through him. Anyway, at this point, Grandad, who earlier couldn't pick up a mallet to save his life and swing it while he sat down, this bastard gets down, picks up the mallet, stands up, and starts walking over, albeit slowly again, like much like CJ earlier. Slowly, he's plodding over. Here he comes, he's got the mallet. What's he gonna do? He's gonna try and hit Lefty. Anyway, we have loads of build-up. This guy, they're fighting. We see the guy slowly, throws the mallet. Boom! It hits Leatherface on the head. and knocks Leatherface down, and this guy, Lefty, is attacking him. Anyway, this is happening on the bench that the dad is under, and he has a grenade with him. That's right, a grenade. And he's like, I knew this would happen. By the way, I've got to mention that when Grandad throws a mallet, he falls over as well. So the guy, most useless guy. We've got the two most useful saves in the history of the world, with Lefty trapping this girl that he's meant to be working with, and the Grandad hitting his own grandson on the head and causing him to be cut with a chainsaw and falling over at the same time. So anyway, that happens, and the Grandad's like, well, I knew this was going to happen. So Johnny Depp at this point is chasing Stretch, and she's like climbing up through these ladders. She's climbing up a ladder. And so Dad is under the table, got a grenade, pins a grenade, and kaboom! He gets blown up. Lefty gets blown up. Leatherface gets blown up. The dad gets blown up. So all that's left is Johnny Depp and Stretch. And they're climbing up their ladder. They're climbing up the ladder. And eventually they come out. Well, she comes out, and it's like at the top of this mountain. And there's like a little church or a little house thing at the top of this mountain. And it's daytime now because they've been underground for so long. The film literally feels like it's shot in actual time, because it does feel like we've been there all night. Anyway, go in this thing, and Johnny Depp has a knife. He's chasing her with this knife. And he gets up to the top. And she's in this church, in this like little room, and so is he, and they're looking at each other. And he's like, oh, and she's like, And then they're on this chair, or like throne kind of thing. There's a big fat woman, and she's got a chainsaw. Again, another chainsaw. So what happens is, she's like, whoa, well, chainsaw, better use it. You know what I'm saying? So, she's like, getting it. He's like, don't touch, Mum or Nana, whatever the hell. Rips this chainsaw out, pulling off a hand in the process of the dead woman. And she's ringing it. I don't know if that's the right word. You know, pulling the cord like a... And she's like... And it's not working. It's not firing up. And she's like, God damn it. So this guy's like, nah! And he runs at her, and he's slashing her in the back. He's like, slash, 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 slash. And she's like, oh. But she's persistent. She pulls it about 20 times, eventually starting it up all the time, being slashed in the back by Johnny Depp. Picks up the chainsaw, and the guy only just now is like, whoa, chainsaw, get back. And she's like, zing, and she like kind of cuts him like across the chest, and he's like, whoa, and he falls backwards, trips over a ledge, off this mountain, tumbles down this mountain, and through a tube which will send him back into the lair or whatever. And at this point, she's like standing there, and we have a slow pullback from her at the top of this mountain to reveal the majority of this small mountain. And she's got the chainsaw, she's revving the chainsaw, she's got it up in the air, she's swinging it around the top of her head like it's the only thing that matters, kind of dancing with it, like spinning around in a circle, and like just waving it above her head. And the film fades to black, and that is literally it. And I was like, what on earth was that? So in terms of a review, I'll probably give it half a star out of 5, because it was pretty terrible and didn't make much sense. And I was pretty sure that they were gonna like send the whole Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchising, well, much like with Freddy Krueger. I was like, oh, it's gonna be kind of like really stupid, like about the 4th film out of like the 8 that they've done. But no, number 2, they're just right in there like, well, it's already a load of bullshit. Let's just get in with this total pile of cack and present that as the follow-up to the first one. So there you go, that's my walkthrough and review for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And now, back to the rest of the show. Now, moving swiftly on from that, this show can be called many things. Unprofessional, badly edited, hot garbage, But another thing it can be called is an opportunity. And that's because I'm going to offer an opportunity to people to get their voice heard. If they have something to say, or they have something that they want out there, they can use me as a platform. And thus, I have received a media package from my good friend and cousin Benjamin Spratt. And I haven't listened to it yet, and I thought it would be a fun experience if we listened to it together. I'm not sure how long it is. Tarquin's had a look over it. Hasn't told me anything about it. But I'm excited to listen to it with all of you guys. And so here we go. So this week's opportunity of the week goes to Benjamin Spratt. And let's see what he has to say. And off we go. I'm going to just play this here.
My name is Ben. I am 19 years old. Sometimes I like to go for walks in the park. Sometimes I don't. I have a huge collection of rocks. 42 to be exact. My favourite fruit is cucumber. Some people think it's a vegetable, but it's not.
A lot of background noise going on.
It has seeds. 2004 I got my first bike. In 2012 I got a new one.
Right.
My favourite meat is pork. My favourite song is Orinoco Flow by Enya.
Good shout.
Sometimes I like to feed the ducks, but sometimes the ducks aren't there. I usually give them bread. I love to sing. Purple is my favourite colour.
Right, okay, Tarquin, can we stop the tape
My favourite
there?
film is Blade Runner.
I don't think this is really the kind of thing that we were wanting
to wear eyeliner.
Right. I don't really think this is the kind of thing we wanted to go for.
My favourite animal is
So,
a chimpanzee.
right. So can we stop the tape, please?
Sometimes I go jogging, but I prefer not to.
Right.
I don't ride a bike anymore.
So I'm having word that apparently our
My body
system
206 pounds.
isn't responding. So
My favourite fictional character is Inspector Gadget. My favourite superhero is also Inspector Gadget.
right, okay, I'm having word from
My favourite comedy show.
Okay, so I'm having word from the producer
The Big
that
Bang
our
Theory.
systems seem to be failing
Sometimes
in terms of the
I find it
pausing
really hard to get to sleep
and stopping of
because I can't
certain
get comfortable.
medias.
My favourite
so,
drink
I think the
is a
best thing to do
porn
here is
star
just to
martini.
ride this bit out. I don't think it should be much longer.
My dream in life is to sing at the Sydney Opera House in Sydney, Australia.
So I apologise profusely. Right, okay, sorry about that. I'm not really sure what happened there. We are currently sorting
My
to...
favourite
Oh, for
dessert
fuck's sake!
is a fruit salad. The fruits I like in a fruit salad are apples, oranges,
Oh. Alright, seriously, can
kiwi
we...
fruit,
Oh, just...
pears.
Okay, let this run through, and then when we're done, I want you to just go
strawberries,
through and, like, just cut this entire
mango,
segment out, please, okay? This is
maybe,
bullshit.
on occasion, when I feel a bit more daring, I like to try a bit of banana. Although, one thing I do not have in my fruit salad is cucumber, even though, as previously stated, it is in fact a fruit.
I'm sure his accent's changed since the start.
I like to top it all off
Ugh.
with a nice big glass of freshly squeezed OJ. That means orange juice.
Is it safe? Right, I think it's done. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have that bit removed, so don't really know why I'm talking now. So in post, can we have this section removed, please? It's been nothing but an absolute bumblefuck. And, yeah. How did this even get through our filtering? Right, we don't have one. Okay. Well, can we set up a filtering system, please? Alright, thanks. Okay, what should we move on to now? No, I don't really want to cover that. No. The Paralympics was ages ago. I don't know. Okay, so what I want to do is can we move on from that bit and just go straight into the next segment, but I'll just pretend that we've just been talking about the film segment, so can we switch the ordering around, please? Okay, thank you. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that little film segment there. Well, certainly at least more than I enjoyed that film. So moving on to bigger and better things. Well, I can't guarantee that. Things. Moving on to things. I want to tell you a little personal story. That's happened to me over the last fortnight. So basically, some of you may not know, but I do on occasion go nobbing with the stars. Not in a car keys in the fishbowl kind of way, but more of a, just a light dabbling in conversation with other celebrities such as myself. And I actually know Stephen Mulhern. I'm not sure if you guys do. He is quite a low on the celebrity list. I think he's a magician. I'm not really sure. So he invited me over along with some other celebrities to check out his new tapestry that he just bought. He's actually a collector of ancient fabrics. He has a piece of silk from apparently Greece in like 3000 BC or something. Anyway, so he had this new tapestry, so we all went over to see that. And actually his house is bigger than I thought it was going to be. He's got 2 stories. He's actually got his own garage, and there's a really nice, sculpted bush outside. I'm not quite sure what it was meant to be, but it's kind of like the arch kind of thing, wobbly arch things, 2 big, blops on the side. And to me, it looked like, 2 elephants with their trunks caught in, a Chinese finger trap. But, I didn't ask him what it was. No one else knew that was there. But yeah, we just nodded and smiled. He brought us through to see the tapestry, and it just really got me thinking, just how little people actually do to warrant throwing a party. Because nowadays, it's absolutely nothing. What's on the list? Tapestries, birthdays, the end of apartheid. Although to be fair, I think that party was kind of warranted. And fun fact, I believe that's where the celebrations following apartheid, or the finishing of apartheid, I believe that's actually where they got the term party from. I'm not quite sure though, but it makes sense if you really think about it. So anyway, at Stephen Mulhern's house, put out a little menu. It's actually quite funny. I made a joke. I went around to some people, other people that were there, such as, I'll get to it later. I'll get to it in a second. And one of the things on the menu, it said, was a capon. And I didn't know what a capon was. I thought it was some sort of thing to go with, the vol au vents and something. You had a bit of capon, maybe a bit of a quiche, a slice of quiche was called a capon or something. Googled it. Apparently, it's a castrated domestic cock fattened for eating. So, of course, I went round to the people that were there. There was the DJ Tony Blackburn. He thought that was quite amusing too, and I thought rightly so. Other than that, I was going around, telling people. I screenshot on my phone as well, so I had proof, and everyone was laughing, we were all laughing, having a good time. And I actually ended up hanging out with, believe it or not, the Chuckle Brothers, who I'd never heard of before. But a great bunch of lads, them guys are. The absolute whale of a time. Yeah, it was actually quite funny, because I believe the little one's called Barry. and he actually has this party trick where he can pop balloons purely using his erect nipples, and so that was quite funny. And of course they have this little routine that they do, which was just hilarious. I said to them, I said, you guys should like film that and put that on YouTube or something. But we'll see. They probably won't give me credit, but there you go. Anyway, so what happened was they'd go over to a nearby little unit or a cabinet or something, and they'd pick it up and they'd carry it upstairs, because we were all like in the foyer. The foyer of Stephen Mulhern's house, and we had the Chuckle Brothers. They would go around carrying furniture like up and down the stairs, and so they'd be like, be like over to me, and the other guy is like, back over to you now, and that it was just pure class, and I had a great time. I also was talking to Jeremy Vine, who does some radio stuff, and I believe Eggheads now, as the presenter. He's not an egghead, apparently, or a contestant. Yeah. And he was there, and we were laughing, and I said, "What are these guys on?" Apparently it was crack, which might explain the teeth, but I mean, it should have been obvious, really. They're pretty spry for being over 100 years old. Warwick Davis was actually also there too. Don't know if you know him. He's a little fella, he's a midget or a dwarf. I'm not really sure what we're going for. Definitely not Hobbit. I'll tell you that now. I got told beforehand, and I was quite worried, because I was like, he is a bit of a tiny lad, and I was like, I don't want to kick him over, really, or just not be paying attention and dancing, just kick him straight out the window. Yeah, so I thought he'd be about shin height. I was telling Stephen maybe to put up some signs or something just to warn people that there was going to be one of them at the party. But it actually turned out fine. Got there, he's actually about crotch height, which I thought would come in useful to something, but that's for another time. Anyway, he was a funny guy, Apparently he played E.T. in the Alien films or something. He played an alien in some film, I think. So he had this really funny joke, and it was a knock-knock joke. So he went, hey Jib, and I was like, yes, Warwick. We didn't say it like that, but and I was like, yes, Warwick, and he was like, knock knock. Because he actually has a higher voice than us. I think it's something to do with the lungs are so small that the air gets pushed out quicker, and therefore the sound is higher. I believe that's how it works. And he was like, knock knock, and I was like, who's there? As you do with a with a knock knock joke. And he was like, Warwick. And I was like, Warwick? Which I already was funny to me, because his name was Warwick in real life as well as in this little fantasy scenario we just established. And so he was like, Warwick. So already I was laughing. And I said, Warwick who? And he goes, Warwick Davis. And I spat out my martini. It was actually that funny. It's part cranberry, part grapefruit, vodka, and a slice of lemon. When I say slice, it's more of a sliver of lemon. It's like a slice of a slice of lemon. I like to call it a crepe Vermont. Anyway, it was good. So I was like, can I use that one? This joke. Can I use that joke? Because that's top quality banter right there. And he was like, absolutely. So I was like, thanks, man. So I was gonna go. So I was like, thanks, dude. Gave him high five. Well, low five, and went off to see Timothy Dalton, who some of you may know. He played James Bond in what's it called? James Bond. And so when Timothy, would you like to hear a joke? He was like, yes, Suave. Well, that's Connery, actually, isn't it? Don't matter. He said yes. And I was like, knock, knock. He goes, who's there? And I'm like, Warwick Davis. And he liked it too. So I decided, with everyone's agreement and approval, that the joke of the week this week is Warwick Davis's knock, knock joke. So round of applause for that. Alright, fantastic. So let's make it official. Here we go. It's the joke of the week.
Joke of the week.
Knock knock. Who's there? Warwick Davis. That was the
Joke of the week.
Yeah, so big thanks to Warwick and to Stephen for and the Chuckle Brothers, of course. Great night out, thanks lads. Hopefully we'll do it again soon. And on that note, and just checking the timer, it seems we've done about 50 odd minutes already, which, Jesus, if you're still here, then God bless you. So thanks for joining us on this inaugural edition of Suave Sounds with Jib Suave. Hopefully we get reinstated for another one. If not, it was good while it lasted. Well, maybe not, but it lasted for an episode. So remember, jib.suave@hotmail.com. Any questions, queries, interesting stuff that you want to send over that we can use if we do in fact return to your ears. So on behalf of the entire Jib Suave crew, we'd like to say thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. And you have been listening to the man who is straight as a leek and sweet as a nut on Suave Sounds with me, Jib Suave. Bye bye. We're waving.